According to the New World Order conspiracy theory, a group of strong elites is putting into place a dystopian international governmental system that will give them the full authority of the world's population. Dissidents will be detained under this dictatorship, and the people will be made slaves. The majority of world leaders, according to proponents of the conspiracy theory, helped create the so-called New World Order by orchestrating global events and shaping the narrative surrounding them in order to provoke turmoil. So guys, let's get started and have a deeper look into this. The NWO conspiracy idea is discussed by extreme conspiracy researchers online. Although the related rhetoric in these online forums may initially seem harmless, this conspiracy theory introduces a real threat because it fosters a fearful view of the world and its followers and may inspire violent action against societies, infrastructure, and people who are thought to be involved in the NWO's deployment. This conspiracy story is frequently linked to other anti-Semitic conspiracy ideas that blame Jews and claim their involvement in the NWO's orchestration, which has raised the risk for Jewish populations. Anti-Semitic roots can be found in several contemporary conspiracy theories. Anti-Semitic myths are widely spread due to prominent organizations and movements from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These myths usually portray Jews as the masterminds of world affairs and blame them for forging a supranational governmental structure with sinister intentions. Even now, there is still a lot of promotion for these perilous stories. One of the earliest religious movements to develop a reputation as a sanctuary for anti-Semitic rumors was British Israelism. John Wilson, a member of the movement's founders, promoted ideas intended to give Christians more authority by asserting that they, not Jews, are the real heirs to Israel's lost tribes. By asserting that Jesus was not a Jew and indicating that Judaism is based on lies and wickedness, Wilson vilified the Jewish faith. Wilson was instrumental in establishing religious anti-Semitism as acceptable in British Israelism. Still, it was only after Edward Hine, Wilson's protege, arrived that more extreme anti-Semitic beliefs started to converge within the movement. Wilson's impact led Hine to promote more overtly anti-Semitic ideas, which increased the number of anti-Semites joining the British Israelite organization. Within British Israelism, these progressively extremist viewpoints gave rise to a separate ideology termed Christian identity. True believers of Christian identity, which spread across Europe and the United States during the 20th century, asserting that they represent the real Israelites chosen by God. Due to the dissemination and amplification of anti-Semitic writings, Christian identity organizations multiplied in number and adopted more overtly anti-Semitic conspiracy theories throughout time. One such book was the Americanized edition of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which exaggerates the supposed plot by Jewish elites to rule the world. Along with the Protocols, other hoaxes like the Zionist-occupied government proliferated and started getting a lot of attention. The persecution of Jews throughout this time frame only intensified with the start of World War II, laying the groundwork for modern anti-Semitic conspiracy theories like the NWO. While anti-Semitic conspiracy theories grew in popularity throughout the world, the United States specifically saw a rise in extreme conspiracy groups in the middle of the 20th century, which had a significant impact on how widely the NWO was accepted. The John Birch Society is among the most well-known and well-liked of these groups, and it was mainly concerned with eradicating communism in the United States by alleging widespread conspiracies by communist elites. These assertions eventually served as the basis for conspiracy theories about elites aiming for world dominance. Anti-communist conspiracy theories gave rise to the widely held belief that a shadowy group was manipulating society. These conspiracies, like the idea of the Freemasons, started to acquire hold, notably during the counterculture movement of the 1960s and 1970s in America. Because of this, the JBS's anti-elite conspiracism and the countercultural fascination with secret societies combined to build a foundation for the widespread perception that covert international organizations are trying to take over the United States. This solidified the NWO thesis as a foundation of America's conspiracy culture, which was further strengthened by the publication of Pat Robertson's book, The New World Order. The NWO's influence on American discourse may be witnessed in how the country responds to significant tragedies like the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Questions about the responsible entities and their likely motivations naturally surfaced as millions grieved. The majority of Americans immediately assumed that Al-Qaeda was responsible in this case, but conspiracy theorists capitalized on the upheaval in emotions to spread their theories further. NWO supporters were not an exception and were prominent participants in this rivalry of conspiracies. NWO activity has been observed in reaction to violent incidents much more frequently. Today's America, unfortunately, has frequent mass killings. Therefore, many people use social media to express their outrage. The answers are consistently laced with NWO commentary, with accusations that the NWO sets up these violent crimes as false flag incidents to bring about the general disarmament of people so that they may be more effectively conquered. Political conspiracies, according to the FBI, can inspire local extremists to engage in illegal and occasionally dangerous behavior. The NWO and other conspiracy theories have served as a justification for violence throughout the past 10 years. An instance of intended violence occurred in October 2016, when 2 men were detained for preparing to attack the HAARP site by collecting firearms. The government-funded HAARP project, according to the 2 guys, was involved in carrying out sacrifices for the New World Order cabal, governed the climate, and prevented Americans from communicating with God. This shows that the NWO hypothesis intersects and feeds into other conspiracy theories and that the attackers were affected by a variety of conspiracy beliefs. The mixture of conspiracy theories that can be discovered online frequently inspires violence offline. The NWO theory's rise in today's popular culture is largely a result of its widespread use of social media. The ease and extent with which these conspiracy theories are disseminated online are largely due to the algorithms used by these sites. Online users who interact with NWO content are frequently directed to other, perhaps more severe conspiratorial content, proving that the NWO idea serves as a mild radicalization factor. Since their messaging is frequently contradictory and hence not usually relevant to current social media guidelines, social media businesses have found it challenging to regulate their followers' online talk during the past few years. For example, not all NWO conspiracists explicitly upload racist or offensive material in support of their thesis. Rather, they emphasize false assertions. Though posts incorporating claims of an emerging NWO may mistakenly or purposely spread racist and anti-Semitic ideas, since NWO theory is firmly based on anti-Semitism. Such stories act as a springboard for escalation into more violent anti-Semitic rhetoric and beliefs. Due to the conspiracy theory's ability to motivate followers to commit violent acts, social media platforms must handle the spread of the NWO hypothesis. NWO believers can take advantage of conspiracy theories' malleability to spread negative narratives about any group or person they believe to be involved in the alleged NWO goal. NWO supporters are compelled to take action because they sincerely feel they are the targets of a sinister cabal and are acting in self-defense. Social media networks do delete obviously harmful NWO information, but the majority of it still exists due to the restrictions of their present standards. A group or post must meet a very high standard in order to be deleted from sites under these standards. Social media platforms have lately sought to remove material that is regarded as intricate, multi-layered, and overtly offensive. The spread and offline expression of the QAnon conspiracy theory played a significant role in this shift. Thousands of QAnon supporters' pages and posts were deleted from YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter in reaction to this damaging and deadly conspiracy theory. Some websites like YouTube have even taken it a step further by including a section of their policy specifically addressing QAnon. The NWO hypothesis has pushed many into taking violent action, much like QAnon. Posts incorporating claims of an imminent NWO may mistakenly or purposely spread racist and anti-Semitic narratives since the NWO idea is firmly founded in anti-Semitism. Such stories act as a springboard for radicalization into more violent anti-Semitic rhetoric and beliefs. The history of the NWO conspiracy theory is convoluted. and it has a sizable following due to its plausibility. Due to its violent components, its followers are empowered to engage in violence against any person or organization they believe is involved in the NWO agenda. Additionally, the conspiracy theory has served as a springboard for more radical movements and operates as a gateway to increased violence and hatred. Left uncontrolled, NWO-related speech on social media can fuel more dehumanization, radicalism, and violence. So guys, that's pretty much of it. I hope you liked the video. See you in my next video. Till then, take care.